Ubisoft officially announced that Assassin's Creed Mirage is the next Assassin's Creed game. We also got a brand new image, I think it looks really awesome, and we got info about a potential pre-order quest thanks to a leaked image. So really a ton to go over. Of course, if you are curious and excited about Assassin's Creed Mirage, then leaving a like on the video would really help me out. Subscribe to not miss anything regarding this next Assassin's Creed, and let's go. So next to the confirmation of the name, Ubisoft also shared that we can't wait to tell you more on September 10th at Ubisoft Forward, 9 PM Central European Time and 12 PM Pacific Time. We will of course be live reacting to the show here, so again make sure you are subscribed. I will bring you all the news. Like, I think they wanted to reveal it on that date first, but because of the new leak, they decided to share it already, which I think is smart to kind of control the news. But we had this countless of times already. For example, for Odyssey, they already shared a gif of Alexios using the Spartan kick and then bam, the logo before the official reveal at E3. But now they showed way more. I would not be surprised if this is like the box art for the game, with what looks like a younger Basim, as we will of course be playing this Valhalla character before the events of the Viking game. We will likely see how Basim joins the Hidden Ones, although in this image he's already accepted, looking at the hood and the eagle beak-like points of the cowl. I really dig the less is more approach for the outfit, and the blue headdress under the white hood, just the blue touch in general are great. Now we gotta talk about the hidden blade. Like, I first thought that he had a two-pronged hidden blade, what we also saw as one of the crafting options in Origins, for example, but that is just the light that is shining on it. But it is a different hidden blade compared to the one he's using in Valhalla, and that we can also use after unlocking the Basim outfit, which I think is totally worth noting. And French YouTuber Jonathan, who shared of course leaked info on the game, noted that the double assassination is back, even though we have one hidden blade. And yes, as pointed out also by people in the comments under my recent video, we've seen that before, but it seems to work different this time. At least that was kind of my point with Jonathan not wanting to spoil how Basim will be able to pull this off. And Jonathan's leak got more credible with this image, as we do indeed see a bird that stays close to Basim, likely indicating that we will have another pet in this game that we can then of course use to scan the environment before infiltrating a restricted area. And even though it should be more like the older games, it does make sense that we have this feature in Mirage, because as you might know, it is still made with the tools and engine from Valhalla. Like, I think it will be very interesting, as it will likely be a combination of the two types of AC games, now with the bird and likely still the hitbox based combat that Origins introduced, but without the XP to level up and the dialogue options. I also would not be surprised if the one-hit assassination is back across the board, so that even if we like encounter this pretty tough looking enemy early on, we can already take them out with just one hit from the hidden blade. I'm overall curious like how the scaling is going to work. A lot of questions, but we will have the answers soon enough. Baghdad also seems to be confirmed by this image, will be very AC1 and even kind of Revelations like, climbing those buildings again. But I don't think that this is an actual in-game shot, so I would not take this as like confirmation that the streets might be like filled with more civilians this time around. Although maybe they're able to pull it off because we can only play in the city. There doesn't seem to be a lot of like areas surrounding Baghdad that we can explore. And this might of course also hint at social stealth playing a bigger role again. Your theories are more than welcome in the comments down below, but there is more, because we also got a look at a potential pre-order mission thanks to Twitter user Script Leaks Rainbow 6, who has leaked a lot of Ubisoft stuff before. So here we see the back of Basim's Mirage outfit, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like a different hidden blade here versus the one we see in the box art. We also see that Basim's sword is back, so that's of course the weapon that Basim also used during the Valhalla main story, and we could also get this sword for Eivor in Valhalla by going to the Ubisoft Connect section of the game. Now if you would look at Basim during combat, you would see that he got like completely different moves with the one-handed sword compared to Eivor, so I'm curious if he will be using those in Mirage or if it will feel the same as in Valhalla. And Also, what other weapon types from Valhalla will make their way to Mirage? Now, the other interesting part of this leak is the title 40 Thieves Quest, which we see in the smaller versions of the same image. This is either a pre-order quest, like the Way of the Berserker was, for example, for Valhalla, or maybe it's an exclusive quest you get if you buy the season pass, or like the gold or ultimate edition of the game. For Valhalla, that was the Legend of Beowulf quest. The quest itself certainly seems more like the Beowulf one, as it's probably inspired by the well-known story of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. And Dennis, who of course also works for the channel, did some extra research on this mission and how it relates to this picture, so take it away.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, you might know the name Ali Baba, as the story is part of 1001 Nights, a very famous collection of Middle Eastern folktales. The short version, so excuse me if I skip some details, is about a poor woodcutter named Ali Baba from Persia who overhears some thieves mentioning a treasure they hid in the cave. Ali sneaks in and takes only a single bag of gold, but later his brother finds out and he then goes into the cave planning to take much more, but ends up being trapped and killed by the thieves. This cues them in that someone is aware of their treasure, so they go looking for them, but thanks to the help of his brother's slave girl Morgiana, Ali is saved repeatedly and the thieves all end up dead, with Ali now being the only one that knows of this treasure. Now, we know Assassin's Creed likes to play around with history, so whether or not we'll visit the thieves' caves and whether or not it will contain gold or some other, maybe more ISO related treasure remains to be seen. But yeah, going back to the image, I do think this is Basim about to enter the cave, even though in the story it was blocked by a giant rock and not doors.
Curious if we also hear Basim say open sesame to have this door open up, but yeah, the pre-order and extra season pass type missions we had for previous games were, in my opinion, never that interesting. So I really hope it's different this time, but it at least seems to include a pretty special location and a big ass statue that we likely see here, so I think it could be cool. And Dennis, before I let you go, I first want to hear your theory regarding the Basim's outfit, but this will include a big revelation that we learn at the end of Valhalla, so a small spoiler warning for that.
So yeah, my theory is that the colors we see on this new outfit actually tell a part of the story. I noticed that Basim's new outfit, or technically old outfit of course, has a lot of blue accents. We see it here from the front, his headdress and the sash around his middle are blue, and the leaked image also shows that the sash around his right arm is blue as well. And he still has that same sash on his new outfit in Valhalla, as well as other colored accents, except here all of them are red. And I think that represents Basim's change as a character as Loki takes over control. Blue is a color often used to represent purity and innocence, whereas red is related to a great many things, but bloodshed and violence of course being a pretty clear connection. So I might be looking too much into things, but I feel like the change in colors here is telling us something about where Basim is at in his life, meaning we should play a very different person from the man we meet in Valhalla.
I think you might be onto something here, especially because we now have two images of Basim in Mirage, with one having a bit more red than the other one. So we will see. Also good to note is that the game is planned for spring 2023 and it will likely also still come to PS4 and Xbox One. I went over way more leaked details in my previous video, which you can watch by clicking on the screen. Totally subscribe to stay up to date on this new game and Infinity, that is of course launching after this. A like on the video would really help me out and I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.